the state government of Lagos State. Baba, as we all know, I will say it is an open secret that when they call somebody Ajalatawu, I think it's a child play when compared with Baba Obasanjo. As I'm talking to you, is presently in Japan, and I don't know where he'll be heading to after leaving Japan. So he has mandated me to address this audience, and I want to crave your indulgence wherever I get to and you see me saying I. That's not Oyinlola. The I refers to Ogbonge Eborawu, to protocols. Your Royal Majesties, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by expressing my deep appreciation to the Sijuade family and the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria for the honor of inviting me to speak at this solemn and significant commemoration of the 10th anniversary of the transition of His Imperial Majesty Baba Obasanjo Sijuade Olubuse II, the 50th OONI of Ife. Today is not just about remembering an Oba who once wore the beaded crown and held the sacred staff of Oduduwa. It is about reflecting on the enduring legacy of a man who understood power, practiced diplomacy, and embodied the majesty of Yoruba civilization with rare sophistication. It needs no saying that Baba Sijuade was not just the OONI of Ife. He was a king of arts, a king of influence, a king of style, and most importantly, a king of substance. The throne of Oduduwa, as we know, is no ordinary stone. It carries the weight of history, the spirituality and leadership of the Yoruba. And when Oba Sijuade ascended that throne in 1980, he did not merely sit on it. He inhabited and embodied it. He filled it with dignity, with charisma, and with a vision that transcended tribal or regional boundaries. In all the years that I had the privilege of knowing him, I came to regard him as more than a traditional ruler. He was a bridge between the old and the new, between palace walls and political corridors, between royal mystic and modern relevance. Baba Sijuade played significant roles in the peace and stability of Nigeria. He helped to resolve long-standing crises. I recall that the monarch invited me to Ilefe just about 10 days before he passed away to discuss national and community matters. The meeting felt like a parting shot. At his transition 10 years ago, I did say that Baba Sijuade's most impressive career as a tested manager of men and resources, a proprietor of repute, and an industrialist of distinction inspired all of us as a people. From the Tribune Group, where he had his early experience in the private sector, through the Leventis family, and therefrom into private entrepreneurship. He truly distinguished himself as a businessman of note. His attainments over those years culminated in his unanimous nomination and coronation as the OONI Olagunsoye II of Ile-Ife. In that capacity, he functioned as Chancellor of universities and patron of national institutions. It is a measure of his selfless and qualitative service to our dear country that he was honored with the revered National Award of Commander of the Federal Republic, CFR, by former President Alhaji Sijuade in 1983. I said this much in 2015, but what I did not say then and what I must say now is that Oba Sijuade represented one of the most refined blend of African tradition and global diplomacy I have ever witnessed. The Juju musician, Chief Commander Ebenezer, in an album, described him as Atobatele, which means he was king before he was crowned king. Watching him on the throne, you could see the Oba move seamlessly from sacred house of Oduduwa in Ile-Ife to the polished boardrooms of London and the glittering halls of Geneva. He was comfortable speaking with market women in Ile-Ife as he was negotiating peace behind closed doors with heads of states and government. That was his gift, the ability to speak to all and speak with all. He was a great gift to Yoruba land, to Nigeria, and to Africa. Many may not know, but behind several political truces in Nigeria's turbulent democratic journey stood the quiet intervention of the late OONI. He was a monarch who believed that peace, like royalty, is best adorned with humility and patience. Whether it was in managing delicate ethnic tensions, advising elected officials, sometimes unsolicited but always valuable, or calming trade nerves within the Yoruba socio-political space, Oba Sijuade did not play defense. He played the center and he played it well. Oba Sijuade's life clearly taught us that royalty is not about privilege, but about service. I can personally testify to his subtle yet firm diplomatic moves, some of which helped avert full-blown crisis. He was a monarch who understands that sometimes silence too is a form of speech, and wisdom, when clothed in royal authority, can heal more than 1,000 degrees. As we celebrate here today, I urge us not to let the moment pass as a mere ritual of remembrance. The 10th anniversary of a man like Oba Sijuade must serve as a moment of national introspection. As we nurture the cultural institution he so much cherished, are we preserving the values he upheld? How do we protect the traditional institution from the corrosive influence of money and politics? The best tribute we can pay to the memory of Oba Sijuade, and indeed to the memory of all that came before him, is to do what is right at all times. The values of honor, cultural continuity, dignity, and truth in leadership are what set him apart. We must protect and advance their frontiers. I congratulate Oba Sijuade's successor, Kabiyesi Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja II, for keeping the flag flying, but there's still more to do. These are very trying times for all institutions of leadership in Nigeria. In a world where the traditional institution is constantly tested by the tides of modernity, we must not forget that Obas are not relics of the past, but anchors for the future. Oba Sijuade taught us that it is possible to wear the crown of Oduduwa and still wear the robes of a global citizen. As we remember this great king, let us also remember our responsibilities to our people, to our culture, and to truth. Let us not reduce Oba Obasanjo Sijuade to a statue or a framed portrait to be exhibited in annual rituals. Let us embody his values in how we lead, how we serve, and how we remember. I thank the royal family once again for keeping Oba Sijuade's memory alive with such dignity. I thank the National Council of Traditional Rulers for standing together in honor of one of their finest. And I thank all of you, royal fathers, distinguished guests, and members of the public for being part of this enduring tribute. May the memory of Baba Obasanjo II continue to bless the throne he once adorned and the land he so deeply loved. Thank you. That is Ogbongbondu Ogu Anlugwa II Obasanjo speaking to the audience through my mouth. Thanks so much.